DarkViperAU, aka Matto or Moldy Matt, is a phlegm-hawking spitter. He's notorious for speaking so intently that his spit projects out of his mouth at high rates of speed. It's rumored that his saliva is so abundant that his pillow is covered in a moss colony. His friends attest that he constantly would spit on everything. My anonymous source says, I usually would stay about 10 feet away from Matt so that he wouldn't spit on my face while talking to me. So Dark Viper just released a 45-minute video where he's moaning, bitching, and whining about his beef that he has had with Chud Logic, as well as the criticism that he got for copyright striking Chud Logic. For context, this whole thing started when Chud Logic reacted to one of Dark Viper's videos on stream. Dark Viper attempted to copyright strike this video, and YouTube bounced it back, citing fair use as a reason why it was not a valid copyright strike. For the next few days, Chud Logic made fun of Dark Viper, basically just took the piss out of him, making fun of him because he presents himself as this legal expert on fair use law, yet he seemingly can't even file a DMCA request properly.
Doesn't that speak to what fucking Dunning-Kruger effect Dark Viper is under? He makes a big deal and has cut all these videos about what an expert he is on this, and he knows it inside out, and he knows the law, and he's not even able to do a simple process to get a copyright strike on my channel. What a fucking idiot. Ha! Idiot! You're an idiot, Dark Viper! Fuck you, bitch! This little fucking bitch, this vest-wearing bitch homosexual dude.
Now everyone moves on from this drama, everyone except for Dark Viper. Dark Viper hires a lawyer for thousands of dollars to submit the DMCA request again. So 4 months later, the video actually gets removed, and the email chain between Dark Viper, his lawyer, and YouTube gets mistakenly leaked to Chud Logic. So again, Chud Logic has a go at him on stream, making fun of him.
Every single person that looks at this guy thinks he's a total freak loser. He likes to try and sound like he's a fucking big giga-chad over this shit, but he's a little snivelling pussy. You guys didn't like my heckin' cheese video? Why are you watching it?
And this results in Dark Viper uploading a 45-minute video a couple days ago about how his copyright strike is actually totally justified legally, and how Chud Logic started a hate campaign against him. Chud Logic reacted to the entirety of Dark Viper's 9-minute video, but he added analysis and commentary that turned it into a 37-minute video. In Dark Viper's original infamous 14-page essay,
14 pages!
Which is called How the React Grift Works, in the first paragraph, he differentiates between watch parties and actual analysis. Keep in mind that reactors are not reviewers, analysts, documentarians, expert critics, or video essayists. They are people who present their first experience of a video as content, doing so with no idea if they have anything of substance to contribute, as they haven't seen the content before. So he's implying that if it's your first time watching a video, it's not possible to add any level of analysis or commentary. To me, the Dark Viper essay seems to be targeting people like XQC or Hassan, who will sometimes sit and react to a full video while they are hardly adding any commentary. So essentially, this, in my mind, is a watch party. If someone is just sitting and watching the video with their audience, using it to entertain their audience without adding any sort of, as you say, review, analysis, or criticism. Now, if you watch Chud Logic's video, it's very clear that he adds all of these things.
Sniper Wolf may be bad.
Okay. I mean, he's making this. I just don't think there's as much of a distinction as he's trying to make out there is. Sniper Wolf pumps out content too. Sniper Wolf, when she got a main channel demonetized because of the recent drama, like, uploaded an old video from a main channel onto a second channel to get a fucking another bite of the apple on it. Like he did say and criticize Sniper Wolf a bit, but this difference just seems completely inane and pointless. I just don't think there's as much of a difference as he's claiming.
But she's releasing like one video every couple of...
But for some reason, Dark Viper has decided to die on the hill that this is a watch party. And the reason that it is a watch party is just because it contains the entirety of a work. He seems to be hyperfixated on one aspect of fair use law, which is that the length of the content used, the amount of the total work used, can play a role in judging whether or not something is fair use. But he's acting like this is a one-to-one. Like just because you use the entirety of a copyrighted work, then it is automatically not considered fair use. And this is not true at all. There was a case between Authors Guild Incorporated and Google where Google indexed a bunch of full text of books in their search engine. So this included thousands and thousands of copyrighted books in full. Now, Google actually won this case. So it was determined that even though it contained the full length of thousands and thousands of copyrighted materials, it was still fair use. So the primary consideration isn't just whether or not the full material of a copyrighted work is used. The main consideration is the nature of the work. If you are copying and reposting the work without changing anything, without providing a proper market replacement, then you are infringing on copyright law. But if you are creating something new out of that work, then it is fair use. So throughout this video, Dark Viper frames Chud Logic's video as a re-upload and a watch party over and over again. He also constantly compares him to XQC and Hassan's reactions where they add very little to the video. I think that this is a completely disingenuous way to look at this video. It's very clear that Chud Logic is not just sitting there and saying, oh, chat, this is crazy chat. This is crazy chat. Or getting up and leaving his chair while the video plays. Chud Logic is making a completely new piece of content that has no overlap with the market for Dark Viper's video. People are watching the video to hear Chud Logic's take on a current situation. They're not watching the video to hear Dark Viper's take. Dark Viper constantly asserts that he is in the right, saying things like, someone re-uploaded one of my videos. YouTube wrongly rejected this notice. YouTube's mistake led to some of the most disgusting people to lie about me to the masses. He also has this weird criteria that if you're ignorant of the content beforehand, then that means that you can't possibly have anything of value to analyze or criticize about the work. You have to have pre-watched it, as they say, in order to have anything of value to say. You know, not everyone needs to sit down and record a full video in order to get their thoughts out properly. Some people are able to actually think on the spot and come up with critiques and analysis, something that Chud Logic is very well known for. Dark Viper keeps referring to the market harm of reaction content.
Since I made my videos explaining in great detail the market harm of reaction content.
Market harm refers to the impact that your video has on the other person's video. It means that basically somebody who would have found the original video instead comes across your video. Again, it's not like people are watching this to hear Dark Viper's take. They're watching this to get analysis of a current drama, which Chud Logic's channel is primarily about. Dark Viper also makes this straw man where he says that people are saying that Chud Logic tripled the length of the video and therefore it was fair use.
Merely adding to the length of the video does not constitute fair use.
Tripling the length of the video is just indicative of the amount of commentary added. It on its own is not the thing that people were arguing makes it fair use. He also makes this comparison to, oh, it's like if you're sitting there watching a movie with your friend, just because your friend is there doesn't make it fair use. In this example, the main source of entertainment is still the movie. This implies that Chud Logic is sitting there watching your video and showing it to his audience without changing or transforming the work at all. The main purpose of Chud Logic's video is not to watch your video, as I've said multiple times. The main purpose of his video is to watch his take and his analysis about a current drama that involves you. You refer to the Klein case in your video as well, but what's funny about that case is they actually use the vast majority of his video in their video. I watched the original video and you can't even really tell what they left out. They basically used the entire video. I mean, if Chud Logic had mistakenly cut out 1 minute of your video, would you now consider that to be perfectly fine fair use? Is it just because it contains every frame? You just seem to have these really weird criteria for what makes something fair use in your mind. He also makes this argument that you actually can't use music or album reviews as an example because you can go and listen to the music countless times. But this actually makes no sense at all if you think about it for 2 seconds. You're arguing about whether something is transformative. So whether the person seeks out the original work or not is irrelevant to whether it's considered to be fair use. In both of the examples, the person listening to this music review or this video may or may not go seek out the original work. The issue is the intention of the original work, if it's whether or not to just redistribute the content, or whether it's to serve a different purpose. You're not going to someone's music review to listen to an album. You're going to the music review to listen to their take. Dark Viper portrays himself to be this like genius compared to everyone else, and that everyone else who disagrees with him is just stupid. He constantly talks about other people's stupidity and how they just don't understand copyright law.
Bewilderingly stupid. Cannot fathom that level of stupidity, but Bo Black's videos were a combination of sincere malice and stupidity. Particularly stupid people. What someone that stupid has to say about anything. I suspect this level of whiny stupidity that I experienced will be fairly unique in my career.
So what's all this about a hate campaign? Well, in this video, he claims that the coverage of him copyright striking Chud has resulted in a hate campaign against him. I personally can't stand when people weaponize words like hate or harassment to make criticism of themselves seem like it's immoral. You've got 1.5 million subs, people are allowed to criticize you and clown on you. It's getting pretty old seeing all these people online calling everything hate and harassment. Just the day before this video, he made a video bitching about how H3 uses his sound bites to make fun of him. He also called this harassment.
As someone who has been incessantly harassed by him for years in front of thousands, he is one of those truly deserving of being driven off the internet. Ethan has something like 6 different sound effects of me on his podcast.
Divided by 14.
It's 14 pages!
14 pages.
14 pages! I don't know how sick of an individual you have to be to do something like this. Like, if he was using it in some wholesome way, or shouting me out in some positive way, fine. But he's just using it to mock me. That is just really fucked up.
Dark Viper claims that the personal attacks that Chud Logic had towards him were not of his concern at all and had no weight on his decision to copyright strike the video. But it's pretty clear that this guy is very bothered by people making fun of him. So basically, I think that Dark Viper is mistaken when he thinks that using the entire body of a work means that it's not fair use. I think that Chud Logic's video created a new, unique piece of content using Dark Viper's content that serves an entirely different purpose in the market. I also think it's pretty clear that Dark Viper is very bothered by things that people say about him when he gets made fun of. He holds a grudge for a long time. But I don't really think we'll ever know if this is the real reason he's going after Chud, because if he ever admitted that, it would make him look like a spineless, insecure pussy. Before we go, I think we should just disavow a few of the horrible, toxic, mean comments that I've been seeing about Dark Viper. You know, a lot of people have been comparing him to the blue-eyed ape from Planet of the Apes, and honestly, I don't see the resemblance at all. A lot of people have been calling him a loser with no friends. Even if this one is true, I think you shouldn't shame someone for their ability to make friends. I think that's a pretty mean thing to make fun of someone for, so I actually don't agree with that one. A lot of people have been attacking him for his eyebrows, saying things like he needs to get his eyebrows threaded or waxed or plucked. I think that he should just do whatever he wants with his eyebrows. There's also been this rumor that he has gay turbo AIDS. And I don't know if this one is true or not, but just in case he does have gay turbo AIDS, I think we should be really careful about assuming because, you know, it might be a sensitive topic for him. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay tuned with my videos, and we'll see you next time.